Good day guys, being here. Today let's have a look at this one. How to make a stone to be like this in Revit but not as separate family. Okay, so I think it depends. So if you only need to create some elevations or 3D view in Revit, we can just use a surface pattern from the material, and for this arch, we can probably just either detail lines or even model lines, and that would be fine. But if we need to render, so we need probably it's probably easier. Oh, hang on. Also depends if you can find those materials for for this part, and then have a different material for this part. Yeah, you can probably do that, but if you can't find a good material texture, another way of doing this is for a render, you can probably just create those reveal, just cut those, create this pattern using reveals or voids, and then we can just render with just one simple, very simple texture. Okay, so let's have a try. So first, I'm going to create a new project, and actually, I'm going to. So I think I've downloaded a new content, because previously I couldn't find an Australian a project template. So what I did is download it from the Autodesk website. So I think where can I just go to File and go to Options. So I'm going to change the default setting for my architecture template. So I'm going to go to File, Location. So you can see these are the default setting of all the template. So this is the default setting for Revit 2024. So once we install it, so these are all the template. So for example, structure, mechanical, electrical, they are all different template. So because I mainly do architecture, so I'm going to just delete. So I'll delete everything else. Okay, so all the other template, because I don't do those. So I only mainly use architectural template. So I'm going to change this one, because this one is actually Great Britain, so it's in English. It's for UK. Okay, so if click on this one, so I'm going to find the one I download, because last time I think I downloaded it the 2023 version, so it's under here. So RVT 2023 under here. I think it's on the template, so go to English, so that's Australia, so that's the one. Okay, so I'm going to use it's either this one or this one. I'll just use this one and open. So now this it changes the setting for the default architecture template every time you I create architecture project. So let's click OK and go back to File, New, and you'll see that's the only one. Okay, so you can still change by click on this browse, but for now this one's all good. Click OK, and yeah, so it will tell you, because this is a 2023 template. So every time you create a new, it will spend a little bit time to update it. So if you want to, you can open that template and save as a 2024 version if you don't want to wait for those like 5 seconds. So okay, so this is the Australian one. So let me just try WA wall. Just have a look and see. Oh, these are very Australian wall type. Okay, so okay. Now what we're going to do is to create this one for just Revit elevation views. So it can be very simple. Just WA, create a wall. I'm going to create a new, so just let me just use the generic 300 wall. I'm going to duplicate, create a new one. I'll just name it this. Okay, so I just want to change the material. So I'm going to click on this, and create a new material. Sorry, it's on my other screen. I'm not sure how to, yeah, maybe this. I'll just change my graphic setting to turn off my other screen. Let me just give me 1 second. I'll set up. Hang on. Just set up multiple. I'll turn off the other one. Okay, so now it should be all good. So I'll click on yes, apply, all good, close it. So now I'm going to where's my new material? Anyway, let's create a new one. Hang on. This time it's not showing at all. This is not good. So let me try again. Click. Oh, okay. So go WA, edit, duplicate. It's already that one. So good. Create. It's still on. I think this might be a bug. It's because it's not showing. I've already turned off the other screen. That's fine. Looks like I have to turn it back on, so I can at least create new. Maybe I'll just skip that part. Skip that. I'll just. How can I without that thing? Without the create new material, how can I do that? Maybe do this. Right click. Doesn't work. Anyway, so sorry about that. I'll just quickly turn on my other screen, so at least I can choose the options. Okay, so apply. Yes. Okay, so now let's go back. WA, edit type, edit, click on this material. So now I'll just create new. So on my other screen, I choose create new material. Okay, and right click. It's still on my other screen. So there's some options: edit, duplicate material, and asset. I'll just rename. Okay, so I'll click on rename. So just rename block. Okay, so I'll just call it block, and then we just need to go into. So if you need to render in Revit, so you probably need to go to appearance to pick a texture. So I'll just go quickly, go to appearance. On the appearance, so let's just drag this. Okay, and you can probably find it in here. So some type of block work. So it might. You can make this bigger, I think. I'm not sure how. Maybe let me I'll just click on this one. It's on the screen. There's an option for thumbnail size. So let me change to 6. Yes, we can change the size. So this is quite big enough, I think. So you can just pick one. So to roughly match that. So I think that pattern. So maybe I'll choose this one. Click on this, and that's it. You can close it. So now we have this texture assigned to on the appearance tab. So appearance tab, it will be used for a realistic view and also for render. Okay, so now go back to graphic. So graphic is for view, like a hidden line, shade, consistent color. So, yeah, those what do we call that? Graphic setting. Okay, so now let's do the surface pattern. So I'm going to just go there, see if there's already not go to model. Okay, so model. So see if there's already. I think probably this one's quite close. Okay, so I'll use this one. Okay, and that's it. So okay and okay. So now I'll just click OK, draw something like this. Okay, and also I'm going to mirror DM. Okay, so go to 3D view. So we have 3 block wall. So now you can see all these patterns are there, and then we are going to quickly just create some opening. Okay, for this opening, so let me just drag this back a little bit. Okay, for this opening, there are different ways of doing it. So the easiest is you can just edit profile to, draw some to the shape. Okay, so just something like this, and just split SL, TR, trim, and that's it. That's the opening. Okay, and another way of doing this is you can create a door family, or hang on. So let me talk about, you can do actually model in place as well. So for example, I just use wall type model in place. So you can just set plan onto this surface. You can draw a void form, something like this shape. So I just quickly go up here, copy this to roughly here, and just draw a arc. Okay, so finish. Oh, sorry, forgot this one. Okay, so now you can finish, and then just need to make sure it's deep enough to cut. You can just drag both sides to make sure it cuts all the way through. Okay, and then once you have this void, you can go here to cut geometry, click on the wall, click on the void, and finish it. So now that's it. If you want to edit, you just move your cursor around this opening, so you will see this is the generic, this is a wall, model in place wall, the void you create. So you can just edit in place, select again, and edit, so you can edit the shape. Okay, so this is the second method, and another method is you can also create a door family. So go to family, or actually let me just do a door, DR, door, and you can load a family. So usually, if you go to your Revit family folders, I think let's go to library, English. There's no Australian one. Maybe I'll just go to RVT 2023 library, English. Yep, Australian. So let's go to door structure. There's an opening. Okay, so this is a opening family. So it's basically a door without anything. So just an opening. So you can place it on the wall and create this. So what you can do is you can just edit this, or you can just create a new family. So use the door metric door, or any door family, and create it. So what we need to do is just delete this arc drive. So let's have a look in 3D view. So this is it. So a sketch. So you can make it parametric as well. So go to exterior. So you can see this is the width. Okay, width. It's not here, but it's probably in floor plan. Yeah, here. So, and the height is in elevation, of course. And then you can just create you can edit this one sketch. Instead of a straight line, just create an arc, and also you can somehow try to constrain this one and try to create a parameter for the radius. So but I'm not going to talk about this here. So finish this one, and then the opening will be different. Okay, so load this one back, and I'm just going to place it here. So you can create an opening like this. So if you have a multiple of this one, I think it's easier to just create a door opening family. Okay, so now we're going to how can we change this one? So this can be a little bit tricky. Okay, so let's have a look at this one. Okay, so that's good. So I think if you only need this for some elevation, so go to south elevation. So if you only need to show it in these views, so for some basic documentation, not for render, I do not recommend you to use any more actual model those bricks. So I think what I will do is I will probably just use a different material for this. So I will do this. Okay, so I'll use split face, click on this, and then I'll just draw. Maybe let me just have a look again. Maybe just offset. Okay, so I'll pick line, offset, depending on the the distance, but I'll just type in maybe 400. Okay, so try to, oh, that's 400, and I just connect this one to here, this to here. Oh, sorry, something's not right. I still have the offset there. So let's Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Connect this to this, and this to this. So as long as you use line to split the surface to two parts, you can finish it. Okay, so now you have different parts, but the materials are still the same, so you can see the same pattern. So what we need to do is we need to go to manage and the material to create. I don't think we can create something to create a perfect pattern for this part. So what I will do is I'll just right click on this one, and on the other screen I'll just choose duplicate material and asset. Okay, so now we have two, and also with different asset, which means currently they are same, but if we change this, it will not affect the other one. Okay, so now for this one I'm going to, I'll leave this one because I'm not going to worry about the material in render, because the only thing I worry about is this surface pattern, because we probably don't want that because it's impossible to create the pattern to match that. So I'll just change this one to none, and okay, and go to modify and use a paint. Okay, so paint PT, and pick this one. So this is a new one, and paint onto it. So this will give the new material onto this surface. Okay, so now what we can do is we can try to manually draw it. Okay, so let me think. Because this pattern, and also we want to match that one, because these are the patterns should be the same color. So these patterns are, let me just have a look. We used, so maybe I'll just change, so you can see this color. These colors are 120, 120, 120. So maybe I'll change to 9 black. It's up to you. If you maybe I'll just keep it 120, because we know that most of the time these lines are black, so it's harder. If I change that one to this, it's very easy, but it's harder to change these lines to match that. So we can still do that. What we can do is we can add a line type. Okay, so let me just go to in additional setting, line type, line style. So go to line styles. On here, these are all the default setting for lines. Okay, so and we need to just create a new one. So I'll just call it pattern gray. Okay, and okay. So I think one should be good, right? And just need to match that one. So this is, I just need to match the color of those surface pattern. So now that's all good, and then we can do is go to modify and line work. So you can pick this line work, so this will match. Oh, why is the dash line? Oh, sorry, wrong one. So go to pattern gray. Okay, so so now you can see these lines match those. And okay, for these lines, we will need to use a different one again. So it will be model line, because in elevation you can use detail line, but it will only be visible in this view. Okay, so it's if you draw it in using model line, you can see them in elevation and also in 3D views. So let me just quickly, so before we draw model line, we always need to set work plane first. So pick a plane. Okay, pick this surface, and then we can just create a model line. I'm going to use that pattern gray. Okay, so I'll just draw one in the middle, and I'm going to or actually I'm going to do this or delete it. I'll draw first one here, so, and then I'll use array. Okay, so select it, so you probably need to tab and select it, array, so go to use this radial and space, or use this one place, and SE, snap the center point of this arc. Okay, so, and I'm going to use maybe last. Okay, and then from this to here, and then you just need to type in oh hell, looks like the word plan is not right, so let me just cancel this, escape, just do it again. So set word plan, okay, and AR space SC here to here. Interesting, it doesn't look right, so maybe Control Z, so maybe I shouldn't do it in 3D view. Let's go to south elevation, so let's do it here. So tab, select AR, all good, last, all good, place SC from here to here. Okay, so now type in a number, so let's try maybe 6, 7, too big, 8, 12. Yeah, let's say this is what we need, and that's it. So yeah, and also you can see we used line, we changed the line type, change this to a gray color in 3D view, but it won't affect other views, so which means in elevation we need to do it again. And that's it. So okay, so let's have a look in 3D view, and that's okay. So that's the easiest way to, if you only need to need them to show in those like elevations. Okay, so and also one extra thing, so with these surface patterns you can always adjust them. So for example here, if you want this one to go into middle, you can always select, you can tab, select the pattern, and then try to move, you know, to, or you can just use your keyboard to adjust this pattern. Okay, so to wherever you need it to be. Okay, so these are just for basic views with not realistic or not for render. But what if we need to render, because we know that when we render these lines won't show. How can we? So if one method is you trying to have a texture to match this, have a texture like this to match the shape of the wall, and when you render you can just apply to it. And another way is you try to create those lines in the render, which means you need to model those gaps. So not recommend, but sometimes we do really want to create a very realistic render. Yeah, we can do that, we can achieve that. So one of the tool we can use is Revit. So if your pattern is very simple, not like this one, it's basic, like vertical and horizontal, you can always use this. So this is the default Revit, which is very huge. It's not really cutting anyway. So I'll just quickly show you. So if you can create a profile, okay, go to profile review, and then you can just create a little. So this is a wall, so which means this is the surface of a wall. You need to create a review on the right hand side. So I just quickly just draw something. So use a rectangle, maybe 10 should be enough, 10 and 10, and just move it MV, move it down to the middle, load this into the into the project and create a review, edit type. I'll change that to that family we just did. So now this one, if I place it, it will automatically create a gap. So if your pattern is very simple, so for example, you can have, some horizontal. Let me just do it again. Try to select it, CS, create similar, and then you can also do vertical. What's this one? Restart. Can do restart. So if your pattern is very simple, you can just do this, and then when you render, you can see those patterns. For example, for this pattern, so I'm going to just SA delete. So how can we do this? I'll just quickly. So to do a model in place. Okay, so I'll use wall, wall. And so first let's set work plan, so make sure it's on this surface, and then for this one, let me think. So I just use maybe just void extrusion, or just pick these lines, and offset, I'll just use 10 and tab. So that should be first part. So just cut wall. Oh, hang on. Something's not right. Too deep. 10. Let's try again. Cut wall. This still doesn't work. Sketch groups must divide face. Oh, delete. Revit asked me to delete split element because previously we used split element on this line. So yeah, it looks like we have to do it. So once we split that, so you can see that's a little gap there. So when you render, you will see those gap. And how about this? This can be quite simple as well. So just we just need to create. Let's just do a model in place again. So maybe just we can just do it in here. So edit in place. So just create a void, and I'll just pick this line. Oh, actually, we can try different things. So instead of extrusion, let's try different thing. So maybe we can use a void sweep, and I'll use pick line and finish, edit profile. I'm going to, actually, I'll see if I can find that. It's not, because that profile is only for reveal. That's fine. So maybe we can just edit profile, just draw one. Okay, so I just roughly 10 and 10, 10 and 10. I'll just move. Won't let me pick. Tricky. Try to, yeah, just roughly. Okay, so finish, and then we'll have something like this. Okay, so next thing, so I'll see if I can cut. Doesn't work. I think it's probably because this surface, this void in this surface, especially at this point, is creating a very little corner, which Revit don't like. So what I'm going to do is I'll reduce this pick path, just reduce back so it's not touching that surface, and also this on this side I'm going to drag it back a little bit. So let's try again. Finish, cut, wall. Yeah, it works this time. So now we just need to array it. So select it. Okay, go AR. Reference two elements outside the group. From a group curve were removed. Not sure what this one means. References two element outside of group were removed. Outside of group. No idea. Anyway, let's try. I'm going to uncut it first. So okay, so this element AR. Okay, yeah, looks like it doesn't matter. So just click OK, space SC. Try to pick the center point, and I'm going to use second. Okay, good, and pick this line and pick this line. Type in a number 8, 7. 9, 10. 10. Okay, and then just cut. Now we can cut, and finish. Okay, so now let's have a look in 3D view, and then when this void when we render, so I'll just quickly actually I think I'll just quickly draft render, and you will see this line, this gap. Okay, and of course we're not going to, if you use this method, you're not going to use this texture. You probably need just one thing, one without pattern. Okay, so you use your own pattern. I think that's it. Yeah, so basically if you just need to show them in elevations or basic Revit 3D view, so you can use pattern for the main part, and for this one you can just use a different material with some manual draw lines, model lines or detail lines even, but for render it can be a little bit trickier. Okay, so that's it for today. If you have any ideas, suggestions, or if you think my what I did is not right, please let me know. I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.